Hi, I'm Bob Columbe, and we're here with hardworking, smooth crooning Jackie T, and this is the New Wop News Review. We're going to talk music tonight. We're going back, way back, to get to the roots of where that music started, and we're going to move all the way forward and come up to where it is today. Jackie T, my main man.
How you doing, Bobby?
What were some of the earliest influences you can remember with group harmony, what we call today doo-wop?
Well, Bobby, I go back to the times of Heartbeats, Lee Andrews and the Hearts, Johnny and Joe, Jackie Wilson, and Little Anthony and the Imperials.
You know, I saw almost every one of those acts at the Alan Freed shows and later on at the Murray the K shows. That was then, this is now. You're doing new wops now. New wops.
Yeah, well,
tell us what the new wops are.
Well, what happened, Bobby, was we found someplace in our heart as we were doing some new songs that the old songs had a flavor to it that kind of touched the hearts of young lovers in love. And we were looking at and listening to the music today, and we were hard-pressed to find people that could relate to being in love and maybe having two left feet or having a blushing moment at a dance in a high school, you know. And we decided, you know, instead of going towards a new way of music, new concept of music, we decided to try oldies with new flavors.
Sort of refining the old tried and true concept.
Yes, you know, the unadulterated music that, you know, when we came to Long Island, most of all of us moved out from Brooklyn. And
The old country.
The old country, right? And most of us came out here, and it was a safe country. It was Eisenhower was the president. Things were in the late 50s and early 60s. It was safe, and because of that, love was on the minds of the artists, and we sang in the streets and in the men's rooms, and there was nothing to be afraid of back then, you know. And
the music reflected that.
Yes.
The music reflected that innocence.
The music reflects the times, you know, and the times were very innocent. The times were very joyful.
And the music was great.
And the music was stunning.
The music from that era, we're talking 50 years ago now,
right,
still lives on. It still recaptures something of your youth every time you hear it. And it's not just the music, it's what it represented back then and what it still represents now. It brings those memories back. It takes you back to the time that you say when you were young and in love, falling in love the first time. That big dance was going to be Friday night at the gym. What am I going to wear to the gym? Because that girl was going to be there. That girl I want to impress.
I still feel that the younger people today that are in their teens, early 20s, they still feel that. Gospel was born, jazz was born, and we never stopped progressing on it. Yet, doo-wops and oldies, as we know them, they were more, actually, they were born in our country more than any of the other musics, because they were out of the street. The people themselves felt this safeness to be able to go out in the streets and sing doo-wop, 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 and they found themselves being instruments of joy, and instruments of love, and instruments of passion, and instruments of being able to create a love story and have it not be so obscene as the music that's out today. And we feel if we could hand this music down to our baby boomer-ettes, we might be able to salvage something for them in their lives that they could grab onto and say, it's not all about lusts, it's not all about danger and drugs and who's the coolest. It's more about, he's got two left feet just like I do, and he likes a girl and I like a girl, and that girl blushes and that girl blushes. And let's get back to the simplicity of that and write songs about that. And maybe we could reinvent something that's already been there since the beginning of time.
Well, you
That's
just
all.
refine it. You can't reinvent it, but you
Right.
can take it, you can refine
We're
it,
gonna
you can
redefine
massage
it. I like
you can
that.
bring it up to the current, and that's why we're calling it the new box. Now talking to Tony T, Mr. Rhythm Jester. Mr. Rhythm Jester. You've been doing this a long time in the Rhythm Jesters. It's come all the way around to the new WAPs, the CD that you guys did of all new music. Tell us what your contributions were, what the thought process was, and what you want the people to understand about these new WAPs that you're laying down and spinning around.
Well, Bob, thank you very much for the introduction of the 40-some-odd years I've spent with the Rhythm Jesters. To answer this succinctly is a little bit difficult, but let me go around about it. The music that we're trying to convey with our new WAP concept of music is basically this, Bob. My brother Jack and I, let me take it way back. We came out of Brooklyn, New York. We went to my dad had taken us to the rock and roll shows, the earliest ones, 58, 59, 60, the ones that I remember.
At the Brooklyn Paramount.
At the Paramount
Free.
and the Fox.
Brooklyn Fox.
We went to all of those segments of time. And what I remember from that, and what brought me even into the music, realm of music, was the feeling of seeing the stage work, what was going on stage. It was something that hit you right here. It hit you visually, it hit your ears, but it hit you somewhere in there.
Emotionally, sure.
It said, what is it about this that making it so invigorating to me? It's not just the song, it's not just the lyrics, it's the whole concept of it, and what it's singing about, the lyrics and the stage presentation. And this is something that has stayed with me since I was 10, 11 years old. And we got into the production of music. When we first got into it, we're just playing all kinds of music. But now, having looked at it in retrospect, we're saying, what of the full scope of time, what was the most important part of it to us? What was really in our hearts was going back to that first stage. You remember the first things you learned stay in your head the longest. And that's what I remember. So to answer your question roundaboutly, but now more directly, is we wanted to present the same feelings in the music that we first experienced and what those artists achieved in conveying to